Which action camera is actually better for filming motorcycle rides? The Insta360 Ace Pro or the new DJI Action Osmo 6? Watch until the end to find out. So here's all three boxes: the DJI Action 6 Pro, the ND filters, and the DJI Mic 3. Quick tip while I'm opening these, especially if you're in Australia like me, I saved about 15% off retail by ordering from Amazon Japan. They had a sale running, it was cheaper than anywhere else I looked, and delivery was only a couple of days. Just something to keep in mind if you're shopping around. And here we go. This is the DJI Osmo Action 6, the actual product box. Still wrapped in plastic. Let me just take a second and look at this. Alright, let me set this aside. Next up, the DJI Mic 3. The packaging is really nice, pretty much Apple level quality here. I'm coming off the Rode Wireless Pro, so it'll be interesting to see how this compares. And the last box, and these are the ND filters. Got them at 15% off also from Amazon Japan. I'll leave the links below. Here it is, finally here in my hands, the new DJI Osmo Action 6. I've been riding with the Ace Pro for a couple of years now, and honestly I thought I had my setup figured out, but there are two things about this camera that made me want to switch. The log profile for better color grading, and the built-in transmitter, which means no extra box clipped to my camera like I have with my Rode Wireless Pro right now. If those two features actually work as well as they claim, this could change my whole filming workflow. Let me grab the accessories first. What do we have? Okay, this is the mounting screw. This is what actually holds the camera to your mount. It's got that knurled grip on it so you can tighten it by hand without needing tools. Here's the quick release adapter. So this sits between your mount and the camera. Looks like the battery. It's tiny compared to what I'm used to. Light too. We'll see how the battery life holds up. And here's the USB-C charging cable, standard stuff, but at least it's USB-C, so I can use any of my existing chargers with it. That's it for the accessories, pretty minimal kit. You're definitely going to need to buy some mounts separately. The camera doesn't come with a helmet mount or anything like that. Next up, Mic 3. I'm really curious about this one because I'm coming from the Rode Wireless Pro, which is a solid system. But again, that built-in transmitter on the DJI camera is the game changer here. Pulling this out, this is actually a good quality pouch, soft textured fabric, feels protective and well made. There's a carabiner clip on it too, so you could hook this to your backpack. I don't think I'll be carrying this when I'm riding. It's a bit bulky and I don't want to carry too much stuff on the bike, but if you're traveling or you want to keep all your mic stuff together, this is actually really nice. Everything's packed in here pretty tight. First thing, charging cable. This is interesting. It's not USB-C. It's this proprietary magnetic connector. I wish it was, to be honest, just so I could use one cable for everything. Dead cats, two of them. One's black, one's like a grayish black color. They're small, soft, good quality. Here's the magnetic mounting system. You've got these little magnetic pads. These stick to your jacket or your shirt. Then the mic attaches magnetically to these. Pretty clever. Here's the actual microphone. It's tiny, way smaller than I expected. It feels good in hand. Solid build, not cheap or plasticky. There's two buttons on the front. Looks like power and a function button, similar to the Rode setup. The microphone itself is up here at the top in the mic kit. Really impressed with the size and build quality. Last box, the ND filters. These are must-haves for riding if you want to create that cinematic motion blur with an increased perception of speed. Without ND filters, your footage can look stuttery and unnatural, especially at higher frame rates. They're one of the most important upgrades you can make. The box design is smart. Instead of having each filter in a separate box like I had with my aftermarket Ace Pro filters, they're all in this one compact case. You can just slide this whole thing into your jacket pocket or your bag. The ND8 is perfect for overcast days or golden hour shooting. ND16 is my go-to for most daytime riding, perfect when it's bright but not harsh sunlight. The ND32 is for those really bright, sunny days when you need maximum light reduction. Now let's get to the camera itself. Sliding it out of the plastic bag, and this is the first time I'm actually holding it. It's much smaller than I expected. It feels very nice in hand. Really solid build quality. Let's open this side door. You slide it to the right and push it down. The way this slide door opens is really nicely done. Much better than what they've done on the Ace Pro. This is the USB-C connection port. On the other side, you slide to the right and push up. Behind this panel is the battery slot and the SD card slot. There's a silicone protective pouch in here. Let me get that out. Got it. Since this camera was ordered from Amazon Japan, I was a little anxious to see whether it was genuinely brand new, and it looks like it absolutely is. Sliding the battery in, this is a 1950 milliamp hour battery. It'll be interesting to see how that compares to the Ace Pro. Let's turn this on. Asking me to download the app to activate it. I'll skip that for now. Firmware updates and the full setup will come later through the app. Setting the date, and there it is. DJI Osmo Action 6 ready to use. Pressing the shutter and record button, it's recording. Everything works, and for a camera coming from Japan at 15% off, that's a relief. Now let me show you how quick it is to get this camera set up for riding. Looking at the modes, photo, video, super night, just like the Ace Pro, so I'm already familiar with these. Subject tracking, slow-mo, time-lapse, pretty standard stuff. For riding, I want to go into video and look at the POV modes. The options are standard, D-warp, natural wide, wide, and ultra-wide. Ultra-wide is what we want. Stabilization off for that maximum feel of speed. For resolution, we choose 4K with 16:9 aspect ratio, the most common format for landscape video on YouTube. Frame rate is set to 24 frames per second for that cinematic look. You can set this higher and you'll get slightly different results. Try it out for yourself like I did. I found that for me, 24 frames per second paired with 50 shutter speed is ideal for the look I'm going for. Now the most important thing, the color profile. I didn't get this camera for the color presets. I got it specifically for D-Log-M 10-bit color. D-Log-M 10-bit, that's exactly what I was looking for. There's something else I wasn't expecting. The camera has 50 gigabytes of internal storage. That's a lot. It means I can literally grab the camera and the microphone right now and go for a ride without even having an SD card in. That's excellent user experience. Setting up the mic now, tapping through to the audio settings inside the camera. This is where I pair the DJI Mic 3. Press and hold the chain link icon on the mic. Osmo audio connected, that's it. Tapping the microphone and the audio levels on the camera are going up and down. That's genuinely impressive. The whole pairing process took about 10 seconds. For microphone placement, when riding, the best spot is behind you on the exhaust side, your right side. The reason is that your body acts as a wind blocker, and the area behind your back has significantly less wind noise than anywhere else. That's been my experience across multiple setups, and I'll be testing whether the DJI Mic 3 performs better from that position too. Let me pop one of the dead cats on, going with the black one to keep it discreet, slides on easily. The mic is ready. Let me show you exactly what I'm working with so you understand why I made this switch. Here's my current setup. The Insta360 Ace Pro. When it first came out, I was in love with it. The night footage is excellent. And here's the new Osmo Action 6. Side by side, the Insta360 is actually bigger and heavier. You can feel it immediately when you hold them both. The DJI is just much smaller and much lighter. When you're riding, that difference matters more than you'd think. Now, let's talk about the microphone situation. because this is where the difference really becomes obvious. This is what I have right now, the Rode Wireless Pro. The audio quality is excellent. There is nothing wrong with the product, but look at everything that comes with it. You have the transmitter, the small unit that clips to you. Then you have the receiver, which on the Insta360 requires a cage to mount onto the camera. So you've got the cage on the camera, the receiver sitting in the cage, a 3.5mm audio cable, and an audio adapter. Putting it all together, cage on the camera first, then slide the receiver on, connect the cable. It looks honestly pretty cool, like something out of Cyberpunk because the cable is red, but look at the size of it. With the cage, the camera is even bigger. Now compare that to the DJI Osmo Action 6 setup. Camera, one tiny microphone, that's it, no cage, no receiver box, no cable, no adapter. The camera is sealed, so it's also weatherproof. If it rains mid-ride, you just keep going. With the Insta360 setup, rain meant packing everything up. And then there's the quick release adapter. On the Insta360, the adapter has 4 tiny hooks. Once the camera is on your helmet and you're wearing that helmet, taking it off is fine, but putting it back on is a gamble. It's like plugging in an old traditional USB cable. Wrong angle, try again. Turn it, still wrong. It's frustrating every single time. The DJI Quick Release has 2 large magnetic hooks. The magnets guide you directly into the right position. First try, every time. Click, that's it. That is a meaningful improvement for real-world use. Quick backstory on how I got here. I started with a GoPro. No ND filters, just trying to figure things out. For daytime riding, GoPro is honestly probably the best. Colors are punchy, stabilization is solid, but at night, it completely falls apart. The footage was unusable. Then I added the Zoom H2N microphone. I'd seen someone on YouTube using it, and they had excellent motorcycle sound. The quality of that microphone is genuinely amazing, as long as you place it correctly. But carrying it was a different story. The thing is huge. Dead cat on, it's enormous. It runs on AA batteries, so I had to keep those charged. Then you've got the 3.5mm cable, the camera, the Insta360 cage. I looked like a Terminator with cables running under my jacket, USB-C from the power bank constantly charging the camera, audio cable from the mic. It worked, but I did not enjoy it. Then I switched to the Ace Pro with the Rode Wireless Pro, which was a real step forward. No audio cable, much better workflow, but the cage and receiver box were still there, still adding bulk. I've always been trying to get to the same endpoint. Great footage, clean audio, as little gear as possible. The DJI setup is the closest I've ever been to that. Let's talk battery first, because this is where I noticed the biggest difference. The Ace Pro would drain 60 to 70% of the battery on a 1-hour ride. That meant I'd always pack a spare battery just in case. With the Osmo 6, that same 1-hour ride only uses about 30% of the battery. That's a massive improvement. One less thing to think about, one less battery rattling around in my jacket. Both cameras handle storage well using SD cards, but the DJI has something the Ace Pro doesn't, 50 gigabytes of internal storage built in. That's enough to fit more than 2 hours of 4K writing at 24 frames per second, which means if you forget your SD card or want a truly minimal kit, the camera is still fully functional. For shorter rides, I don't even bother with an SD card anymore. With the genuine ND filters, the fit is much better on the Action 6 because the lens surface area is larger than on the Ace Pro. The filters simply slide on over the lens, which has a rubbery silicone texture that grips the filter well. This means the filter is far less likely to vibrate loose mid-ride. Lighting conditions change constantly when you're riding. If you're riding through a national park with tree cover, you might want ND8 or no filter at all. Out in open sun, you'll need ND16 or ND32. When clouds roll in, swap to ND8 for better footage. D-Log-M gives you more room when tweaking the video without producing artifacts. Before, I would use Premiere or Lightroom for color changes. I'm learning DaVinci Resolve now, and after watching some YouTube tutorials, it's actually fun to do it yourself and practice with footage that allows for it. D-Log M 10-bit footage is ideal for learning because it holds up when you push it. You can experiment with color wheels, curves, and different grades without the image falling apart. That flexibility makes the learning process a lot more enjoyable. This deserves its own section because it's a big deal for riders. The Ace Pro was already a massive improvement over GoPro at night. Usable footage, way less noise, actual detail in the shadows. For me personally, the difference between the Ace Pro and DJI at night is minuscule. The biggest letdown is how much the footage is being cropped. Where during the day you can see the sides of your mirrors on a helmet mount, at night half your handlebars disappear. That's frustrating. Both cameras have this limitation. If you do a lot of night riding, a chest mount is probably the better option. It reclaims some of that lost field of view on the sides. For motorcycle riding, field of view is probably the single most important setting on an action camera. A wider POV creates that elevated sense of speed. Even if you're moving slowly, the wide perspective captures that feeling of motion. Pair that with ND filters for motion blur on the sides, and that's the cinematic motorcycle look. The DJI's ultra-wide setting is noticeably wider than the Ace Pro's equivalent. Not by a dramatic amount, but it's enough that with the Ace Pro, some riders were using GyroFlow software to reclaim a couple of degrees of additional field of view on export. That's an extra processing step, extra time, and it introduces some artifacts. With the DJI, I don't need that step at all. I get the wider POV straight out of the camera. Here's where I land after a month with both cameras side by side. The Insta360 Ace Pro is a great camera. The footage quality, especially at night, is excellent. The Ace Pro 2 footage I've seen looks even better. If you already own one, you're not missing out on anything critical. But the Osmo Action 6 is the right camera for riders right now. Not just because it's new, but because of specific reasons that actually matter when you're on the bike. The field of view is wider, which means better footage without extra processing steps. The built-in receiver means you only need the transmitter mic. No cage, no cables, no adapter. The camera is sealed, so rain is no longer a problem. The quick release adapter works first try every time. And the D-Log M 10-bit footage gives you more flexibility in the edit with less effort. When I was shopping for this camera, most of the reviews I found were from general users or camera enthusiasts. Not many people were talking about the specific pain points riders have. I hope this video fills that gap a little. The combination of camera, mic 3, and genuine ND filters is genuinely the most streamlined setup I've had in years of riding and filming. If size matters to you, if simplicity on the bike matters to you, if you want wireless audio without carrying extra gear, the Osmo Action 6 is made for riders. The combination of camera, mic 3, and genuine ND filters is genuinely the most streamlined setup I've had in years of riding and filming. Once I held it all together in my hand for the first time, I knew there was no going back. If you found this useful, let me know in the comments what camera you're currently riding with and what your setup looks like. I'm always curious what's working for other riders. Ride safe, film everything, and I'll see you in the next one.